Hi guys, welcome back to Politics Enhanced. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe as it helps small channels like mine take off. Today we're going to talk about Donald Trump and his best case scenario. And no, this is not a prediction, but instead this is a best case scenario if the stars seem to align for Trump. How much can he win by? And by how big will his margin of victory be? So right now we're going to fill in the safe blue states for Kamala Harris. These are states that are going blue no matter what. We have the entire West Coast, Hawaii, most of the eastern seaboard, and we're going to fill in most of Maine, and that's it for now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the safe Republican states. The states that Donald Trump is going to win by over 10 points. Yes, Texas, not Illinois. Ohio, West Virginia, which I'll make a video on soon, North Carolina, Alaska. And this prediction is estimating that Trump has about a 4-point national popular vote win. So he's winning the popular vote by 4 points in this scenario here. And as you can see, the map is already filling out. Donald Trump has 235 safe electoral votes. No matter what happens, he's winning 235 in this scenario. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the likely Democrat states. We're going to start with the state of Colorado. Colorado has gone off the deep end since 2004. It's really trended to the left of the nation, and Biden won it by about 10 points or 14 points in 2020. It doesn't seem like it's going to go Republican anytime soon. For New York, however, New York and New Jersey, these two areas are trending more to the right of the nation, especially New York. We had Donald Trump's trial. We see that a lot of New Yorkers are very upset with the jurisdiction there, and I think that New York could be within 10 points, probably about an 8-point win for Kamala, because no matter what, it is becoming a swing state. Not now, but in the near future, probably in about 20 or 30 years, you could see New York flip Republican, but it won't this time. However, it is more closer than it normally is because of what they did to Donald Trump. We also have Illinois. Chicago should be moving to the right this election. Usually Illinois is won by about 15 points. However, this time it could be about 8 or 9, which would put it in the likely column, not the safe column. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the likely Republican states. These are states that Donald Trump is going to win by about 5 to 9 points. And the first state to flip would be Georgia. Georgia is a state that the Biden campaign and the Harris campaign have pulled funding out of as of recently, or as of my latest knowledge, that is. And Georgia is a very Republican-friendly state, and I do believe that Biden winning it in 2020 was an absolute fluke and just pure luck that he was able to get the turnout he got. Next, the state of Wisconsin. Wisconsin, I've said in previous videos, has trended to the right of the nation, and I do believe that it will continue to trend more right as time goes on. So next, we're going to focus on the lean blue states, and these are the states that are going to go lean for Kamala Harris and her VP, and that would be the state of Virginia. Virginia is an interesting state because recently, especially when it was Trump versus Biden, Donald Trump was actually polling in the state of Virginia. He was winning it despite Biden being the front runner and the man who won Virginia by 10 points in 2020. However, I do think that even in a best case scenario now with the polling we do have, Virginia could go for Kamala, but it would be closer than in recent years, and it would probably be about a 3 to 4 point win for Kamala Harris. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the lean Republican states, and the next state on this list to flip would be Arizona. Arizona is a state that is to the right of the nation. Biden barely won it by less than 0.3 percentage points in 2020, and that was with him winning the popular vote by about 4.5 points. With this in mind, Arizona is still to the right of the nation, and therefore, if Trump is winning the popular vote by 4 points, he'll take back Arizona, probably by about 2.5 to 3 points. The next lean state on this list would be the state of Nevada. Nevada is a state that has been trending Republican. It was kind of a white whale since 2004. Republicans haven't won it. It flipped in 2008, and ever since then, it just kept voting Democrat over and over. However, this time around, with the unpopularity of the Democrats and their chaos, disarray, and Donald Trump being that change candidate that he was in 2016, I think this is the year he finally picks off Nevada. And if he's winning the popular vote by 4 points, in a best case scenario, he would obviously take back Nevada. He would also take back Pennsylvania and Michigan by a lean margin, probably 2.5 points respectively. I think that would be the ceiling in these states because you do have strong Democrat turnout in the city of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, and likewise in Detroit. So these states won't be safe or likely Republican like their neighbor in Wisconsin. However, they could definitely be won by a decent margin and be a huge flip of the night for the Republicans in a best case scenario. Also, I think it's important to note that Nebraska's 2nd congressional district would also be a lean Republican state, or electoral vote rather, and this is because in a best case scenario, Trump would be doing really good with suburbanite voters, and they would come out strongly for Donald Trump. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the tilt Democrat electoral votes in states, and we're going to start off with Maine at large. Maine at large is demographically very favorable to Trump. It's a mostly white state, and although I do think that Maine at large would still vote for Kamala Harris. It would be by a very slim margin, probably less than 1% in a best case scenario. And in future elections in future years, it could very well get closer. However, I just don't see that happening this time around, even with a 4-point popular vote win best case scenario. Now we're going to focus on the tilt Republican states. We're going to start with the state of New Mexico. New Mexico is a state that Donald Trump could win if he played his cards right. It has a very large Hispanic population down there, and Donald Trump is running up very good margins with the Hispanics. So he could very well take back the state of New Mexico by a tilt margin. We're talking 1 to 2 percentage points, and it would probably be less than that, but for the sake of this prediction, let's just say 1%. Donald Trump would take back New Mexico, and it briefly was a swing state during the 2000 and 2004 elections, being decided by less than a few thousand votes in each election. And finally, the state of Minnesota. In a best case scenario, Donald Trump would win it by about 2 percentage points. He would do very good in the Twin Cities. He would get out that turnout that he needs to take back the state. He would also max out the rural areas in the state of Minnesota, which has a lot of rural areas. And it would be the first time since 1976 that the state flipped for Donald Trump and the Republicans. If you like this content, please make sure to comment down below and subscribe, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and thank you again for watching. Until next time.